I'm gonna show you guys how to make an awesome Brussels sprout dish. Super easy, you can make this at home. I put nuts, Brussels sprouts, Parmesan cheese, and lemon. One thing you're gonna do is take the large pan, fill it up with some oil, and get it over the heat. You wanna bring that up until the oil starts to smoke, really, really hot. If they're too big, quarter them. If they're smaller, you can leave them in half. You can see that's quite a bit of oil. But these Brussels sprouts actually absorb tons of oil, and there's not gonna be that much left in the pan. Best way to go about getting these in the pan without splashing oil everywhere is tip the oil away from you, dump in the Brussels sprouts at the top, and have them fall into the pan. That way the oil squirts this way and not onto you and your forearms. So once you have that going over high heat, let it rain with the salt, good amount of salt, and just leave them. The more you swirl the pan and move it around, the more your oil cools down and the less of a roast you'll get. So you just want to take it, flip it once, and leave it. And if you can see, you already have an awesome roast going on here on a lot of the Brussels sprouts. It looks really good. So we don't flip it too often, but we just want to caramelize each side of the Brussels sprout nice and evenly. The less we toss it around, the faster that will happen. So once we have a nice roast on the Brussels sprouts, look at how beautiful those are. Look at those. Handful of walnuts, get them in there, and just roast those off with the Brussels sprouts. There. Once we have everything in there, as you notice, there's no more oil in the pan. It's all in the Brussels sprouts. Take a nice amount of grated parm. The finer you grate the parm, the more it will stick to the Brussels sprouts. Keep that in mind. So this is super finely ground. So once we have everything there, we're just gonna put this into a nice serving dish. The Parmesan is melting to the Brussels sprouts. The lemon juice is there to help cut the richness from all the oil and the Parmesan in there. And we're gonna get that in there. The nuts are there for a crunch. And that is how you make awesome roasted Brussels sprouts.